Hello, hello. How are you? How's your weekend? It's the last day of November 2026. Another 30 minutes in my time. It's gonna be 1st of December and we're entering the final month of the year. How amazing, how fast time flies, right? So yeah, like in the blink of an eye, it's already the end of the year. And how's everything? How's business? How's your plan going for 2025? And how ready you are for 2026? So, when it comes to meta advertising, I must say a lot of things changed since, especially second half of the year. So many things changed. And what I'm planning to do moving forward, starting from December 2025 to, of course, as much as I can in 2026, I want to refresh my content because I want to make sure that I actually provide updated information about meta advertising because so many things change, especially when it comes to Andromeda. Not just that, I think the user behavior also have been changing tremendously. And because, as you already know, I work with clients from all around the world. The way I observe the trend is a little bit different as compared to some of the agencies or like practitioners who are very much focused on a single country. But I'm actually seeing some interesting trend changing across the world. Actually, I want to create content to help you guys really understand and grasp the essential part of whatever things that we need to know when it comes to meta advertising. Anyway, so welcome back. If this is the first time you see me, I'm Jason. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a meta ads optimization strategist, as you probably already know. Meta Blueprint certified, Meta batch business partner. And for the past many years, I've been running agency since 2010. And I started coaching and training in 2016. Over the years, I've worked with thousands of advertisers from over 50 countries in helping them to excel in meta advertising. So what I do here is I go live every Sunday night to answer questions about meta advertising. So essentially, if you have any questions, please, first thing first, please go to my YouTube channel and try to search for an answer because I've posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel. Chances are I've covered something similar to the challenge that you're facing right now. If you can find an answer, great. Please move on and do whatever you need to do because when it comes to meta advertising, you have 1,001 thing to tackle. But if you cannot find an answer, don't worry about that. All you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot and I'm going to answer your questions live on my YouTube channel. Very simple. All right. So yeah, let's bring this up. So yeah, it's called Ask Jason Anything. And basically this happens on Sunday night. I try to make it 10, but it's okay. Sometimes if I come back late, I'm just going to start a little bit later, but that's what I want to do. At least, whenever I have questions, I'll go live as for sure every Sunday night. But even if I don't have a lot of questions, I'll still come back and discuss anything that I receive from my community every week, just to make sure I help you guys stay updated when it comes to meta advertising. Okay, now, just in case you need something more hands-on and you want something more direct and one-to-one support, I have this one-on-one meta ad support where you can scan this QR code and book and pay for a 30-minute one-on-one discussion with me over Zoom. Because a lot of things we can't really answer the questions over text or emails or whatever. That's why I always prefer to have a one-on-one. Over Zoom, you can share your screen. I can control your screen. We can discuss your campaign setup, whether your structure is correct, if there's anything that we should optimize, or you want me to dive into your meta ads campaign and figure out what's happening, what have you done right or wrong, and what are the things or opportunities we have in terms of taking your campaign to the next level. We do that because what I'm going to do is I'm going to analyze your campaign. First, I build a dashboard on your meta ads manager, and I'm going to analyze together. And once we analyze, we are able to build a plan on how can we take your meta ads to the next level. We will have a few things to do. First, let's try this thing first. If it works, then carry on. Otherwise, we will go to the next one and so on and so forth. So this is how I work with, I would say, all of my clients at the moment because I do one-on-one meta ads coaching right now. So yeah, if that's something that you need, ad hoc, no string attached. Scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. All right, so I just want to quickly jump over to the first question I have. Is actually coming from Surbi Data. So you're saying that I recommended to create a new page if the page was restricted from advertising? Yes. In your case, you didn't violate, but your mistake because you fill in the wrong appeal. Okay, it's been 3 years now. What should you do? Some digital say new page will also get restricted. Is that true? First thing first, yes and no. That when you create a new page where you have a like a back record of having a page restricted, you might get it restricted again, but the chance is actually pretty slim because page restriction is the least severe problem when it comes to meta advertising, because the most, common serious problem will be ads account restricted or your business manager restricted, but it's just the page restricted. You can feel free to create a page and try again. Yeah, so chances are it's gonna be okay. Otherwise, the next thing you can try to do is you create a business portfolio first, whereby now we call it business portfolio, but it was called business manager, whereby you are able to manage multiple business portfolio, as in like business assets in Meta, like your Facebook page, your Instagram account, your Meta Ads Manager, and so on and so forth. So this is where you manage different things at a different level, even people, where you can have team members and stuff like that to manage your assets for you. So if you want to be sure, you can actually create a business portfolio. First, you create a business portfolio, and then in the business portfolio, you create a page within the business portfolio. So if you have any issue, then you can actually allow whoever who is in your, because when you have a business portfolio, you can add other team member in. And if you have problem with the page, or it's because of you, you can actually get the other person to create the page in your business portfolio or on behalf of you. Or you want to go in a more simple way, you can actually get someone else, like your business partner, your team member or whatnot, to create a page for you. All right, and then post and like build it and kind of like populate it for a while. When it's stable, you can add yourself back into it as a Facebook as a page admin. Then you should be able to take it from there, because the page can be transferred technically. Yeah, a person can create a page and you can actually give it to someone else. So it's a complete thing if you are like worried. But frankly speaking, I really think it's not really a big deal. You can really try and create a new page and see whether everything is going to be all right, because frankly, I don't think page restriction is that bad. But yeah, if you want to be cautious, I've just given you a few options that you can consider, where you can hopefully solve your problem and move on to do whatever you need to do. All right. So yeah, just in case you need a one-on-one support, like sometimes you're not sure whether this is a page problem or you did something different, especially when you have some, ad account issue where you get restricted and stuff like that. You can scan this QR code and book a one-on-one Zoom call with me, because this is how I provide support to my, like to all the advertisers from all around the world, where if you just need a quick fix, whether it's your campaign structure, you're not sure whether it's done right or not, or you have a campaign running but it's not doing very well, and you want to know why, or you have any issues that you're facing when it comes to meta advertising, you just need somebody to come in and take a look what's going on in your campaign and what are the things that you can do to hopefully fix the problem or take it to the next level. This is where I actually provide the support. Scan this QR code, you can book the time and pay, and I look forward to work with you. All right. So now we are entering the last month of the year. I really want to talk about meta advertising in 2026. Now that we are crossing over to 2026, meta advertising changed tremendously in 2025. So there are a few things you really need to know. First thing first, I hope you have heard about Meta Andromeda. If you have not, this is really the time that you need to understand what is Meta Andromeda, whereby Meta Andromeda is ads retrieval engine that Meta built from ground up. You just imagine you're driving a car with less Meta advertising, and halfway through when you're speeding, Meta just changed the engine entirely without you knowing while you're driving it. It's amazing. So what they boast about this Andromeda, which is the latest back-end ads retrieval engine, because what they will do here is they claim this to be the most powerful way that they can really match the best ad to the best consumer behavior or customer journey when they are really at it. And when you optimize and you take a full advantage of Meta Andromeda, you are able to boost your return on advertising spend tremendously, because Meta can really know what people really want to see and which part of the customer journey they are at right now, and how you can really show the best ad to make them take the like the best action that benefits your business. So if you look at the whole thing, right, it's the ad that is really important right now, but not just that, it's the campaign structure that really plays a role. So at the moment, if you are doing sales campaign, lead campaign, and apps promotion campaign, these three, you have what we call this the Advantage Plus campaign structure on. Like other things like engagement and all that, we still don't have Advantage Plus campaign, but you may have it pretty soon, because that's what Meta wants to do. Because with Advantage Plus, they claim to be able to match your ad to the best audience targeting. But having said that, it's not the best answer for everyone. You have to still test it, but it's really important for you to understand the structure of the campaign, what kind of structure that works best right now. So if you want to say, for example, you want to go for a sales campaign, if you want to take advantage of Meta Andromeda. Okay, now let's come back to Meta Andromeda. So what Meta Andromeda claim here is that they're able to match the best audience intent with the best ad, right? So let's say, for example, this is how I actually kind of give example to my clients right now. Say, for example, if you sell kitchen appliances, where let's say baking appliances, right? So different people buy for different reasons. So let's say if there is a mom posted something on Facebook saying that, oh, I'd really love to see how my son is picking up baking. Now that if Meta knows this is mom posting about her son, so if you have an ad of a young man using your kitchen appliances or your baking appliances, Meta is going to show this ad to this mom. And if you allow Meta to do ads optimization and stuff, Meta would say best ad for the young one. All right. Now, on the other hand, if a father posted an Instagram story about the wife and the daughter baking together in the kitchen, okay, so when that happens, Meta knows that this is a father and he cares about the family, happy family. He envisioned a happy family when he sees the wife and the daughter baking together. So if you have a happy family ad, Meta is gonna show this ad to the father and say, best gift for your loved ones. So this is how Meta is gonna invade into our life and really predict what kind of ad we would love to see and what kind of ad would match our buying intent at the best level. So if you want to do this, if you can look at it, right, the ad plays a very important role. But having said that, in order to take full advantage, you need to go for Advantage Plus campaign. So at the moment, what works for us right now is single ad set campaign. Whereby back then, if you follow me, I have been preaching about single ad set. Whereby if we want to make sure that we carry the best ad going forward as long as we can and scale it effectively, we usually just put one ad in each asset, and then for whatever that is working, we're just going to scale the budget on and on and on. But now, when Andromeda kicks in, Advantage Plus wants to work in this way where they are treating the ads as a portfolio right now instead of just single ad. So just imagine Meta wants to have a portfolio of ads targeting different persona. All right, like the example that I just gave you. You want to have an ad targeting mom, you want to have an ad targeting father, you want to have an ad targeting young parents, you want to have an ad targeting the older age people. So it really depends on what kind of stuff that you're selling right now. But you need to design the ad that appears to all your customer persona. And when we build that, right, we put all the ads into single ad set. So the campaign structure becomes very simple. One campaign, one ad set, but we have multiple ads in it. And based on our observation, the structure that works best is something that when you have more than 10 ads in it. So when you have more than 10 ads in it, you're allowing Meta to really learn. Over time, it's going to do better and better. But having said that, based on what we observe right now, it may take 2 weeks to a month for the whole campaign to stabilize. So when we are testing this, I really wouldn't recommend that you kill the entire whatever campaign that you're running right now just to embrace Andromeda, because it may take some time to stabilize. So in order to keep your momentum going for your sales and leads generation campaign, you want to keep the current campaign running at a certain budget. And then when then you start testing with the Andromeda and Advantage Plus campaign structure. When you're ready to switch over, then you slowly move the budget over when you see everything is picking up pretty well. So that's how I would actually recommend the approach. But having said that, because now that we have a new structure, the way we analyze the campaign is different. We actually look at different metrics right now. We don't really approach the single ad, because sometimes, let's say, for example, like when you have some ads that are targeting older age people, they may not be working that well. That's because we don't really have a lot of chance of showing this ad because we don't have a lot of opportunity. But when Meta sees the opportunity, we want the ad to be there. So we don't really play around with what ads works better right now. Rather, we look at the whole thing as a portfolio. As long as the end result is still going well at the ad set or the campaign level, we just keep it going. But when it comes to optimization and scaling, okay, we will probably maintain a different testing structure. Like some of my clients are having a test campaign. When they're more ready, they will, like when they see some winners and all that, they will bring the winning ads into the existing campaign and keep it going and going. And we, over time, we select and retire as and when we see some ad fatigue and all that comes in. So the way we manage the campaign and analyze the campaign and optimize the campaign has changed tremendously. But really, it really depends on what campaign you are having, what business you're in, what industry you're in. So the way we approach Meta and no Meta, as in like the structure is a little bit different. So that's all I have when it comes to Meta advertising in 2026. AI is going to step in big time, whereby Meta really believe that the AI is going to do really well. But yes, to a certain extent, it's really quite well right now, but I still believe that there are still rooms to improve and all. But at the moment, I really think you should really consider, taking advantage on Meta, Andromeda, because in 2026, if you don't, right, you'll be left behind. There are a lot of things that are changing. You want to make sure that you're staying updated with this. So if you've been running ads in the past and you have been using the same structure, especially it's been, at least 1 or 2 years old, you really want to look into your entire campaign structure and see what are the things that you should change. So really, because this is really something that I truly believe is going to impact your campaign performance. If you have not, you probably have seen some decline or instability in your campaign right now, because Meta Andromeda really kick in August 2025, and September, October, things were really shaky for a lot of my clients. That's why we really had to change and improvise and adopt the new framework, and things really are really stabilizing right now. I really wish that you take advantage. So please take whatever my recommendation and start testing different way. But if you need help, you want somebody who have done it to come in and look at your campaign structure and see how we can best optimize it for the Andromeda era now, which is the, we're entering 2026. How Meta advertising work right now is you really want to look into how we can change things. I provide one-on-one Meta ads coaching, whereby this is how, a lot of things we can't just come in and, give you, this is the best, antidote that you can fix all your problems and all that. We usually, especially Andromeda, different business has got different structure that we need to adopt and analyze, and experiment. So I really encourage that you look at my one-on-one Meta ads coaching. This is a monthly subscription program whereby we will meet once a week, really to look at what's happening, what's working, what's not working, and then we tweak it one step at a time. Usually a month or two, it should be good, but some clients choose to work with me for long term. So if you have been running ads, you're not sure, you've been facing some bottleneck, you want to break through, you're not sure what's not working or what's working in your campaign, you want to really scale it, or you have some, volatility in your campaign performance lately, you want to really adopt and the so-called the Andromeda update and all to make sure that your structure is optimized for 2026. I would like to invite you to book a one-on-one discussion with me and see whether how we can best work together to stabilize your campaign. This is a one-on-one, like I say. I can't really take a lot of clients, but let's take a look at how we can best help your business thrive in Meta advertising in 2026. All right. So if that's something that you're looking for, then scan this QR code, and I look forward to talk to you. All right. So I think that's all about it. And yeah, we don't have a long discussion today because I don't have a lot of questions, and in fact, it's already late. I make it a point that I'm gonna go live every Sunday night anyway, but sometimes I will delay a little bit. Like today, I came back late, and it's probably time for me to actually take some rest. And well, you guys enjoy the last month of 2026, which is December, coming tomorrow in another 11 minutes time. It's already December 1st in my country. So yeah, all the best in December, and let's start planning and make 2026 the best year for you in Meta advertising. If you need help, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. All right, have a good one, guys. Thank you so much. See you next week. Good night.